Hello and welcome to iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. This is an XCOM 2 mod spotlight. Today we're going to take a look at three separate class mods: the Rogue class mod by Isms, Lucuberation's Infantry class by Divine Lucubration, and the Trooper class mod by Chocolat Garcon. That's Chocolate Boy for anybody that doesn't speak that French. But before we dive in, I'd like to say thanks to anyone that takes the time to make XCOM mods. I don't know how to make these things, and you're a badass for learning and sharing your creations with the world. First things first, these classes don't feel like any of XCOM 2's base classes, so if you've been looking for a way to spice up your second or third attempt of Legendary Iron Man, look no further. Now let's get into it. We'll start with the Trooper. The Trooper can be either a tactical supporting unit that buffs and heals allies, or they can be spec'd as a self-sufficient powerhouse. For this spotlight, I'll be showing off the squad support oriented Trooper. Next up, the Infantry class. The Infantry works as an infantry. It's versatile, but it's not trying to fill a specific role, and that's a good thing. Something that I've noticed with XCOM classes is that most of the units are very specialized. While the infantry does have some niche abilities, we'll be using ours as a simple damage dealer. Last but most definitely not least, the Rogue. Capable of being a nearly undetectable scout or an aggressive flanker, this unit takes the risk-reward decision-making process of XCOM's base classes and dials it up to 11. Since the two playstyles of the Rogue are so different, we're going to bring them both with us on a mission. Now, let's get out there. Alright, the Eagle has landed. The biscuit is in the basket. It's time to kick things off. As you can see, we have 4 units on the battlefield. 2 rogues, one spec'd for stealth and the other for flanking and high damage. 1 trooper spec'd for squad support and 1 infantry. She's there to shoot the gun. We're going to start off with our stealthy rogue. Equipped with an SMG from the Long War SMG Pack and a battle scanner, she's going to have excellent mobility, and she won't have to worry about accidentally revealing herself. As you can see, these 3 Advent were hanging out under the highway doing, I can't even imagine, so it's a good thing we tossed that thing out because we would have made a mistake if we didn't. Next up, we have our flanking rogue. He's also equipped with an SMG, so his mobility is excellent as well. We'll go into their other abilities soon. Coming in third is our infantry. She's equipped with an assault rifle. She'll be supporting the rogues from mid-range. And last but not least, our trooper is going to support everyone with his tactical abilities. After a little bit more movement, our trooper and our infantry are in the perfect position to start shooting Advent troops in the chest. But our stealth rogue wants to get in closer, and she can because of the ability Shadowborn. This reduces her detection range and increases her aim and crit chance from concealment. Now's where things start to get interesting. The rogue is the only class that I know of that can shoot a target and remain concealed. The ability Sap allows her to take a shot at a target and attempt to incapacitate them.
Immobilizing target.
And now, with that sectoid temporarily out of commission, the rest of our guys can kick things off. We're going to advance our flanking rogue to make use of his ability Lone Wolf Pack, which gives him bonuses when he's further than 5 tiles away from an ally. Now, because we're playing with the All Pods active mod installed, the rest of the map is going to get crazy. And it looks like we've got an alien ruler to deal with as well, but I ain't worried about it. We're gonna deal with it. So, like I said before, XCOM has a lot of special snowflake soldiers with niche abilities. The infantry class has some niche abilities, but they're built around the gun. Their base ability Light 'em Up reduces the action point cost of their assault rifle to 1 and allows them to fire in their first action without ending their turn. But before we take those shots, because this is XCOM, we're going to increase our chance to hit as much as possible with the Mark Target ability from our trooper. Now with a 90% chance to hit the marked soldier, we can now reasonably assume that there's a 50% chance that that attack will hit. You know what I'm talking about if you play XCOM. The RNG is ridiculous, but we got lucky this time. One last thing about the marked target ability, it is exactly the same as the marked target ability from Advent Captains, which means it only costs 1 action point. Now, the Viper King is an alien ruler, and alien rulers are a pain in the ass. The best way to deal with them is with crowd control. Problem is, the CC that we have isn't going to work. Concussive Shot is a powerful ability, but it has a chance to fail when used on targets with a high will stat. And the Viper King seems adamant about being an asshole, so he's not going to get stunned or disoriented from the attack. On that note, here's the coolest part about our stealth rogue. She's got pros and cons to all of her abilities, especially the one that enables her to be so sneaky. The Ghost Pack ability grants her access to the ability Phantom and Conceal, but it causes her to take 15% increased damage from all sources. This isn't so bad when Advent trains with Stormtroopers, but some of them actually know how to use their guns. Yeah, that looked painful. That hurt. So, this situation is starting to get out of control. I think it's time for us to pull back. But wait a second, the Viper King is coming with us. That was his mistake. The ability Zone of Control from our infantry allows her to take a reaction shot against targets that move within 5 tiles of her. Alright, now at this point, we've got to wrap things up because if we don't, all of our soldiers are going to die. The only way I can think to eliminate multiple enemies in a single turn is to do some wild shit. I'm talking about going out in a blaze of glory. Fortunately for our flanking rogue, he's got an ability with that exact name. Let's get into position and start the bloodbath. Blaze of Glory takes a shot at every target the rogue can see. After that's done, he fakes his death for 2 turns.
Multiple targets down.
While he's playing Possum, our stealth rogue is going to use a grappling hook from her spider suit, then conceal herself so she doesn't get dookie blasted by the Viper King. Now, long story short, some stuff happened, some things happened. Advent tried to make a move on us, but hey, our rogue is awake, and he's ready to violate. I just made a rhyme, and I'm very proud of myself. Another ability that's worth mentioning from our trooper is Spread Out. This gives all of the allies within the radius an increase to their dodge chance and an increase to their mobility. It's a great skill to use before starting an engagement, or if you're in a sticky situation and you need to get the hell out of dodge, and increase your dodge at the same time. You see what I did there? That was clever. That's clever writing, people. You can't discredit me for that. Anyway, before we close out completely, we're going to take a look at one more noteworthy ability from our flanking rogue called Riposte. There are going to be plenty of instances where our rogue will have a poor shot percentage on his targets, and that's due in part to the ability Keep Your Head Down. This makes half cover count as full cover at the cost of -5 aim on all of your attacks. When that happens, activating Riposte is a good way to tip the odds more in your favor. This ability isn't guaranteed to hit, but if it does, it's more beneficial than a standard shot because it has a chance to stun the target it hits. And then we can do this. Dookie blasted. Fuck Advent, we win. So there you have it, folks. That's the Rogue class mod by Isms, Lucuberation's Infantry class by Divine Lucuberations, and the Trooper custom class mod by Chocolat Garcon, aka Chocolate Boy. These are all mods made by members of the XCOM community, and again, I commend them for figuring out how to make these awesome things for people to use and enjoy. Especially Blaze of Glory. How the hell do you code that? I don't know. Either way, the name of the game is XCOM 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.